Hi, Mystery Recap here. Today, I'm going to explain a science fiction action film called District 9. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film opens with a documentary-style series of interviews that introduce the story. 20 years ago, in 1982, a giant extraterrestrial spaceship had arrived above Johannesburg, South Africa. Humankind was shocked, because it was the first instance of an alien species visiting them. However, as the humans waited for aliens to come out, the ship hovered over the city for 3 months with no sign of life. Eventually, humans took the initiative and cut into the ship to investigate what was inside. They were surprised to have discovered a large group of aliens who were malnourished and sick. More than 1 million aliens were given permission to leave their craft and live on Earth. The government of South Africa relocated them to a terrestrial camp for their safety. They were housed in a squalid government camp in Johannesburg, consisting mostly of rusty-looking 1- to 2-room shacks. However, over the years, the camp turned into a slum because of overcrowding and militarization. Currently, the place is known as District 9. It is now 20 years later since the ship landed, and the aliens have repopulated into 1.8 million of them. They cannot go back to their planet, because during the landing, a command module had fallen into the Earth's surface and was never found. Hence, the giant extraterrestrial spaceship is still hovering above the city, but is inoperable. Stuck in the slum for 2 decades, the aliens have formulated their own lifestyle. They started to ransack the nearest pile of garbage for food. The aliens had no sense of ownership, so they burned and destroyed cars and other human properties. On top of that, the slum was heavily armed, as a Nigerian black market sold human weapons to aliens at a high price. A massive black market is set up between the aliens and a Nigerian gang of criminals led by a half-paralyzed psychopathic man named Obisanjo. Obisanjo's gang sold to them canned cat food, which happens to be liked by the aliens. In addition, interspecies prostitution was also encouraged. The aliens have learned to speak and understand English, and are good at communicating with humans. However, they do not possess any leadership qualities or functions. It is later assumed that a plague may have wiped out all of the leadership caste. Soon the Nigerians start to get fed up with the aliens. After 20 years, they have put up signs in the park and shops, banning them from entering. A derogatory term prawn comes into fashion, referring to the bottom-feeding sea creature they resemble. Humans begin to riot and protest, to remove the prawns from Johannesburg. The locals begin to complain that the government is wasting too much money on this filthy creature. The aliens are being called ignorant lawbreakers, who bleed resources from humans. Patience over the alien situation among the people of Johannesburg has run out. Following the dispute between the aliens and locals, the government hires Multinational United, MNU, a private weapons manufacturer company, that shows little regard for the aliens' welfare. The aliens also have weaponry of their own, which are engineered in a biological manner, making them unusable for humans. The MNU does research on such alien ammunition. The MNU is tasked to relocate the aliens from District 9 to a new camp outside the city. An MNU field operative named Wikus van der Merwe is made the commander of the mission. Wikus and a team of soldiers are sent to District 9 to make the prawns sign a contract of evacuation. With his assistant and a soldier, Wikus goes house to house in District 9. They also shoot and kill some of the uncooperative aliens. Then, they come across a house with alien eggs, and set it on fire. Meanwhile, 3 aliens, Christopher Johnson, his young son CJ, and Christopher's friend, search a garbage dump for alien fuel. Christopher has been working to synthesize a liquid for the past 20 years and is finally successful. However, just then, Wikus and his team arrive at his front door. Christopher's friend goes to see Wikus, as Christopher hides the liquid in the house and runs away through the back door. Wikus and his team go inside the house to search for weapons, where they find the liquid. While inspecting it, Wikus accidentally sprays it on his face. After composing himself, he puts the liquid in a bag to send it to the lab later. Christopher's friend starts to attack Wikus, so his team is shot dead by the soldiers. Wikus's arm is injured in the fight, so his assistant dresses it. Soon he starts feeling uncomfortable and sick. He vomits while inspecting Christopher's home. His team takes him to a nearby restaurant where his nose secretes a black fluid. They start worrying for him, and take him back to the MNU headquarters. Wikus cannot stop coughing and feels dizzy, his fingernails start to decay and fall off. Back at District 9, Christopher and his son desperately search for the liquid they had hidden. That day, Wikus comes home to a surprise party. As he is about to cut the cake, he vomits black substance all over it. The guests are disgusted. His wife takes him to the doctor. He undoes the dressing from his arms, and is horrified to see it has changed into an alien claw. Wikus panics and starts yelling, as the doctor tries to calm him down. The doctor then calls the security and restrains Wikus. They put him in a body bag and take him to the MNU lab. They find out that he is turning into an alien because of the liquid that was splashed onto his face that day. They also find the liquid in his pocket. The doctors perform several experiments on him. It turns out that Wikus can use the alien weapon that no humans can. They even make him shoot an innocent prawn, as he begs them to leave the guy. The scientists discover that his DNA is currently in balance with the alien DNA, which is gradually transforming him completely into a prawn. With the permission of Wikus' ruthless father-in-law, they decide to harvest his body for biological material at this critical point, and sell them to the organizations and governments who are keen on biotechnology. However, as they are about to perform the procedures on him, he manages to break free and overpower his captors. He then flees from the MNU headquarters and ends up in his home. But the MNU agents are already there looking for him. He goes to a nearby restaurant where he sees himself on the news. It is falsely reported that he has had prolonged sexual intercourse with a prawn, making him turn into one of them. The news also claims that his disease is contagious, and warns people to stay 20 feet away if they come across him. With nowhere to go, he takes refuge in District 9. Wikus ends up in Christopher's shed, where he finds that Christopher has hidden the spaceship's command module that had disappeared years ago. The liquid he prepared was the fuel to activate the ship again so they could go back to their planet. The same fuel can help Wikus turn back to humans. So, the two prepare to go to the MNU headquarters to bring back the liquid. Wikus goes to the gang leader, Obi-Sanjo, to buy some weapons for their quest. However, Obi-Sanjo wants to cut off Wikus' alien arm to eat it. The Nigerians believe that eating alien body parts will get rid of diseases according to a concept called muddy. Before they can cut his arms, Wikus gets his hands on an alien weapon and attacks the gang. With the help of it, he collects all other weapons and flees from there. Christopher and Wikus then attack the MNU headquarters. Because of the weapons, they manage to wipe out most of the lab within minutes. The colonel, who is in charge of MNU's security and has been tasked to capture Wikus, arrives with his squad. Wikus finally finds the liquid. But just then, Christopher finds his fellow alien in the lab. He had been experimented upon by humans. The soldiers get inside the lab and start firing at them. The two beat the walls and manage to flee from there. However, the police chopper follows their car to District 9. Christopher and Wikus are now in his shed, where Christopher reveals that he has to save his people first, only then he will transform Wikus. Agitated, Wikus hits him with a log and knocks him out. He then powers up the ship himself. Wikus gets in it and flies the ship while the whole world watches in awe. However, when the craft is mid-air, it is knocked out by an MNU missile. The soldiers arrest Wikus from inside the ship, while Christopher's son, CJ, hides. Just then, the soldiers are attacked by Obi-Sanjo and his men. After an intense fight between them, Wikus is captured by Obi-Sanjo. Obi-Sanjo is about to cut off Wikus' arm to eat it, but is stopped when little CJ activates an automated gun and fires at them. As Wikus escapes, the mothership that had been dormant for all these years starts moving. Wikus then gets to the huge automated battlesuit and starts controlling it. He initially plans to run away using it, but then comes back to rescue Christopher. The two start running towards the spacecraft, but the battlesuit is shot midway and stops working. Wikus insists Christopher go save his son and the other prawns. Christopher promises him that he will be back in 3 years, and turn Wikus back to normal. Wikus distracts the soldiers, as Christopher takes his son and starts the mothership. It rises in the sky and finally attaches to the spacecraft. Below, an injured Wikus is arrested by the colonel, who is about to kill him. However, the other prawns stand up for Wikus. They circle the colonel and rip his head off. The massive spaceship finally takes off with Christopher and his son in it, as the whole world watches in awe. People speculate that Christopher will come back for the rescue mission to save all of his kinds. Wikus has disappeared completely after the incident, and no one knows his whereabouts. The prawn relocating mission was successful. Currently, they live in District 10, which lies 200 kilometers outside of Johannesburg, and their population has increased to 2.5 million. Then, we see footage of Wikus' wife holding a metal flower, which she claimed she had found at her doorstep. She believes that Wikus put it there and still has hopes of him being alive. The movie ends as we see a now fully transformed Wikus in a junkyard, crafting a metal rose for his wife. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.